On June the 1st, Jairam Ramesh, senior leader of the Congress party, put out a public statement alleging that India's Home Minister Amit Shah has been dialing at least 150 district magistrates and collectors, intimidating them in order to rig the 2024 election. The Election Commission has hit back now with a letter asking the Congress to provide evidence of this. Jairam Ramesh says he needs more time to collate this information, but the Election Commission has hit back again and said this needs to be provided to us now because we have no evidence of this. We've spoken to all our magistrates and collectors and no such thing is visible. Take a look.
The countdown to result day begins. A day after the Congress alleged that Home Minister Amit Shah called 150 district magistrates and collectors, building pressure on counting officers, the Election Commission on Monday hit back at the opposition.
कहाँ जाते हैं? कोई कंट्री का कोना नहीं है. कीचड़ में जाते हैं, पहाड़ पे चढ़ते हैं, पूरा बोझ लेके चढ़ते हैं. महिलाएं बच्चों को गोद में उठा के लेके आती हैं. ये मैं दिखाऊंगा. और जब नेगेटिव नैरेटिव्स बनते हैं, जब इनके ऊपर में आरोप लगते हैं तो सोच के देखिए कि इनके दिल को कितनी कठिनाई होती होगी.
In a direct reply to the Congress, the EC asked for proof to back the big claim against Amit Shah.
कभी वोटर लिस्ट खराब है, कभी ईवीएम खराब है, कभी ये खराब है, कभी काउंटिंग में एआरओ की टेबल पे आदमी नहीं है, 150 डीएम से बात कर ली. व्हाट इज दिस हैपनिंग इन द कंट्री? ये फेक नैरेटिव है जो चल रहा है. हम इसको समझने में पूरी तरीके से फेल किए.
Rejecting the charge of bias, the Chief Election Commissioner called it an attempt to create anarchy in the country.
चुनाव शुरू हो गए तो ईवीएम शुरू हो गया. ये क्या कर सकता था ये भी बताता हूं आपको. कैसे देश में अनार्की फैला सकता था ये. There is a pattern, there is a design. I am not saying toolkit, but there is a pattern, there is a design. Let us understand this.
The BJP and Congress are locked in a fiery showdown over the grand old party's claim that the Home Minister rang up district magistrates and collectors.
मैं चुनाव आयोग का बड़ा सम्मान करता हूं. संवैधानिक संस्थाएं हैं, उनका सम्मान करना मेरा फर्ज बनता है. लोकतंत्र में ऐसे भी चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर रहे हैं, सुकुमार सेन, टीएन सेशन, जेएम लिंगडो, ऐसे लोग रहे हैं जो निष्पक्ष है. निष्पक्षता सिर्फ शब्दों से नहीं आता, प्रवचन से नहीं आता, प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस से नहीं आता. निष्पक्ष अपने काम से आता है.
First they target the institutions, then they target the process and procedures followed by the institutions, and if the verdict or the decisions do not favor them, then they start attacking the institution.
The EC meanwhile clarified on the counting process. Postal ballot will be counted first. EVM counting will begin on 8:30 a.m. Bureau Report, India Today.
In just a little over 12 hours from now, the final verdict in the 2024 Lok Sabha election will begin to trickle in. Remember, India Today's coverage begins from 6 a.m. tomorrow, and India's #1 election team is ready, but so are the big parties. The big parties have already reacted to the exit poll that India Today has put out. It has set the agenda and the mood, but the results are a different story. Remember, the exit poll is projecting a big tsunami 3.0, as we're calling it here on India Today this time. But both the BJP and the Congress party are gearing up big time for D-Day. The Congress party, you would think after these exit polls, would play a more muted approach, but not at all. They insist that the numbers are wrong and that they've got every reason to believe that the India Alliance will be coming to power in the national capital with the results coming in tomorrow. So images on two ends of your screen. You've got the Congress party and you've gone the BJP. Take a look.
जीत से पहले ही मुंबई में जश्न का माहौल देखा जा रहा है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कुछ कार्यकर्ता जो हैं जश्न मना रहे हैं, लड्डू बनाए जा रहे हैं. अतुल शाह हमारे साथ हैं, तो मैं देख पा रहा हूं आपने हाथ में कुछ लिया. सबसे पहले तो उसके बारे में ही बताएं.
ये लड्डू है ना, ये लड्डू देने के लिए बना है और उसमें संदेश है फिर एक बार मोदी सरकार, तीसरी बार मोदी सरकार. कल हम तीसरी बार आ रहे हैं लगातार. हैट्रिक कल हैट्रिक मार रहे हैं मोदी जी, और क्यों नहीं, इसके लिए हमने आज ये लड्डू बनाए हैं। लगभग 10,000 लड्डू का ऑर्डर दिया है। सुबह 4 बजे से लड्डू बन रहे हैं और कल हम प्रदेश कार्यालय में हमारे अध्यक्ष चंद्रशेखर बावन जी कुले और आशीष जी शेलार, इनके नेतृत्व में वो ये लड्डू वितरण का कार्यक्रम होगा।
From laddus to shamianas to firecrackers being readied to gift boxes to lunch boxes to all kinds of merchandise, everything is ready for a big Vijay celebration. Both sides, not just the BJP. Of course, these images coming in from the BJP headquarters in Delhi are very familiar. From 2019, there were images of this kind. In 2019, the Congress office had worn a slightly more muted look, but this time the Congress party is playing on the front foot and saying not only is the India alliance coming to power with at least 295 seats, but that the exit polls are all completely wrong. So playing on the front foot, India Today's Mosmi Singh is live with us from the Congress office in the national capital. Mosmi, you know, I was at the Congress office in 2014. I remember there was a certain kind of mood. This time it looks like, forget about the exit polls, forget about what the mood is suggesting. The Congress party wants to play till the last ball, at least on the face of it.
Shiv, it's the lull before the storm, or perhaps the exit poll was a part of the storm, and thereby you can see a brave front perhaps put up by the India bloc, and now the Congress, after having Zoom meetings and live broadcasts sent to various media channels, now gearing up for the grand finale, the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. The judgment today is here. And you can see.
Let's go big on Mosmi's pictures.
Put at the
Yes.
AICC headquarters.
Yeah, go for it, Mosmi.
Right, Shiv, I was saying that this huge tent that's been put at the AICC lawns, I didn't see this kind of preparedness in 2019, as you rightly said. 2014 also, there was a different mood when we both met at the lawns and the results were pouring out, and then there was a deadly silence by noon. So, you know, less than 24 hours to go. Hold on to your seats. This is the moment that the country was looking for, and the Congress leaders, they've been coming in and out. There's some Congress workers who are also gathering, and you'll know by 11 or 10ish tomorrow, if this crowd swells up, then the results are in the favor of the Congress party, and then you could see many peaks and troughs also. But yes, as you said, after the exit poll, there's been a lot of war of words and perception battles being fought, as far as, you know, putting up a counter attack is concerned.
Mosmi, thanks very much. I hope you've gotten enough rest. It's going to be a big day for you tomorrow and the rest of our political team who are going to be fronting this big story. Laddus, Shamianas. Who is going to win this big election tomorrow? Only a few hours to go. Mosmi and her team will be keeping you posted. Now remember, exit poll euphoria may be resulting in tents and sweetmeats at the political party offices, but they've resulted in absolute ecstasy on Dalal Street. Investors are richer by a record 12 crore rupees just on sentiment flowing from the exit poll forecast. Indian equity markets soared to new heights, driven by exit polls suggesting a third term for Prime Minister Modi. Take a look at this full report.
Nifty already up around 790 points. The Sensex up about by 2,000 points.
Exuberance in the political arena flooded the Dalal Street on Monday morning. As expected, equity markets reacted with an explosion in buying to exit poll results, putting Narendra Modi and the BJP comfortably in the lead in general elections. Add to this the GDP numbers announced after trading hours on Friday, which showed that the Indian economy grew at a blistering 8.2% last year. The NSE Nifty opening a whopping 807 points higher than its previous close, while the Sensex had a gap-up opening of more than 2,600 points. Both hit their lifetime highs. The rally added 14 lakh crore to the wealth of investors, one of the largest stock market bonanzas ever. While the markets may be in a celebratory mood, analysts are urging investors to exercise caution.
Undertone is very bullish, but after today's cap up, it doesn't leave much opportunity, at least for the short term, to trade in the market. So I won't be going gung-ho at this level, and going means will be buying if Nifty opens with a gap of 4 to 5% at least in today's trading session.
The markets also witnessed a sharp rally in Adani Group stocks, with the total market cap reaching the pre-Hindenburg figure for the first time after last year's revelations. Stocks from the Reliance and Tata Groups also were among the top gainers. Analysts feel there are still a few sectors ripe for investment.
If we are looking at non-ferrous metals, I think there is a global rally that is starting to play out. So I think that is another sector with large cap stocks that we think will pick up from here on. FMCG stocks haven't really done anything, but with rural income picking up, I think that is another sector that will start to take lead.
Investors are hoping for a slew of economic reforms if Narendra Modi is voted to power for a third term. The Prime Minister has already announced that he has a 125-day agenda in place. The return of the existing government to power would also signal the continuation of economic policies as well as a return of foreign investors. The results on Tuesday will also end the long period of uncertainty in the stock markets. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
And we've got some breaking news coming in on this particular story. The Sensex and the Nifty have hit lifetime high levels on the back of sentiment flowing from the exit poll predictions. The Sensex and the Nifty have set new records with an over 3% jump. The Sensex and the Nifty have logged their biggest one-day gain ever. The exit polls driving markets to these record highs. Remember, just hours before the results actually come in. Sakshi Batra from Business Today is with me live. Sakshi, welcome. Stock markets hitting this huge record high, a lifetime high, reacting to the exit polls. Tell us what your big takeaway from this is.
It's been a blowout rally on the Indian stock markets today. If you look at the kind of moves that we've seen across the D Street, be it the Nifty, the Sensex, the Nifty Bank, all the sectoral indices as well, we've seen a green screen all across. Record high on the Nifty, 23,300 for the very first time on the closing basis, 76,500 on the Sensex, 51,000 for the very first time on the Nifty Bank as well. This has been led by a flurry of money that's been pouring in from retail and from foreign investors as well. Remember, the stock markets, market capitalization of the entire Bombay Stock Exchange listed stock markets has also jumped by 14 lakh crore rupees. We have reached that $5.1 trillion mark for the very first time. That is a 424 lakh crore rupee mark as well. Now remember, all the sectoral indices, barring just the FMCG and IT as well, hit a record high. The PSU stocks, something which has been now dubbed as the Modi stocks. Yes. These were the big driving factors again in trade today. The CPSE index also rallied by 8%. The PSU banking index was up by about 8.5% in trade today as well. That's the kind of move that we've seen in the stock markets just a day ahead of the Lok Sabha polls, and this is as a reaction to the exit polls predicting Modi 3.0 and a landslide victory for the BJP-led NDA government as well.
Sakshi, appreciate that. Thanks very much. Tomorrow's another day on the stock markets. Lifetime highs have been breached. Is it going to be even bigger now? We'll have to wait and see. Business Today will be tracking that very, very closely.